Good evening, Kansas City. This is Edward Russell, DJE, reporting live here at Truman Sports Complex, directly in front of Kauffman Stadium. Today is March 19th. It is 6:30 p.m. I am by myself. There is nobody around me, not one person at this whole complex. So I am practicing total social distance, I promise that. I just wanted to come to you guys because there's a lot of people that are suffering right now, mentally, emotionally. I've even known some people to be suffering physically. These days have not been good for me and my mental health. It's been tough. This is something that nobody has ever experienced, I don't believe, ever. I mean, I've asked some people that are older than me, my parents, they turned 70 this summer. And I've asked them, do you remember something like this? I was able to hear from my grandfather right before they put the nursing facility on lockdown, that's 96 years old, that fought in World War II. And I actually asked him about a month ago when all this started, and I said, do you remember something like this? And he said, America has been through so much, but this seems to be upcoming one of the worst things that America has ever, or the world has ever faced. And I just can't get over the fact that this is something that hopefully, and I pray that we can get through, that we can tell our children and grandchildren one day about, that they can read about in the history books. Whatever it takes to get through this, we've got to do. And we've got to stay sane through all this madness. Because that's the biggest part, is that some of the people that I've spoke to, as you guys know, have been sober from alcohol and marijuana from June of 2012. And I talk to a lot of people with different things on a daily basis, because a lot of people are dealing with extreme anxiety, and I am a person that deals with anxiety on a daily basis. So for me to even talk about this right now gives me anxiety. So I came to a place where I feel the most comfortable in the whole entire world, Kauffman Stadium, and I did walk by Arrowhead. I decided to go with the blue theme because right now I would be in spring training. I was supposed to be in Arizona this week watching our Royals, supporting our Royals, getting ready for baseball and opening day, which was going to be here in a week and a half. But as you know, there's no baseball, there's no football, there's no anything right now. So we have to stay sane. We gotta stick together too. And I'm telling you guys that I'm more than willing to take a phone call, talk to somebody on the phone. I know we're in a world of text messaging, and that's the big thing now. But if you'd like to do even a video call, I'm not the most excited about video calls, but I'll do one of those too. But talking on the old school style of a phone would be something that would be more encouraging for me. If you want to call and just say, I'm really anxious and I just want to vent about something, and for me, it helps me too to talk about this, because when we practice social distancing, we are by ourselves, most of us. I mean, I'm a 41-year-old male. I don't have any children. I have two amazing parents that I haven't seen in almost 2 weeks. I have a sister that's expecting a baby and a nephew. As you guys all know, my amazing nephew Noah that I love so much. My brother-in-law. I haven't seen my family for it's almost been 2.5 weeks actually. So I'm by myself, and the last interactions I had was when I was working this past week. So it's hard to be alone sometimes. It gets lonely. Luckily I have some animals, so that's great, but it gets hard sometimes. And sometimes people think to themselves, oh, maybe he's got such a great life, and he gets to do all these wonderful things, and that's not always true. And I battle a lot of things mentally, emotionally, sometimes physically too. It's hard to always stay on top of everything. So as we go through this very rough period that a lot of us are facing, the only thing I can say is you guys can reach me on all my socials. You can always get a hold of me, and if I can't get a hold of you right away, I'll get right back to you. And then another thing I can say is that we're in this together, man. This is not about what side of the street you are on. And I understand there's a lot of difference out there with how you feel about the government, how you feel about religion, how you feel about politics. But right now, man, we're about staying alive. This is not about like who knows more than the next, about what channel said this and what channel said that, or what person posted on Twitter or whatever else. It's about what we have known is the facts that this coronavirus is killing people. It's not giving our medical professionals a chance, and it is hurting the well-being of our country, of our world. And you know what? Honestly, I'm scared to death. I'm scared to death for my family. I'm scared about my parents. And, you know, that's who I care about the most, is my family. I care about my family like no other. And it hurts me that I'm scared to go around them because I've been staying by myself, as you can see, social distanced, away from everybody. That way I can make sure that I'm well enough that when I feel like it's okay and I'm in the clear and I'm good enough from being around people last week, that I'll be safe to go around my family. So I'm just coming to you guys at a really comfortable, safe place. A place where not even a few months ago, we all were wearing red and we were all cheering and we were all having a great time and we were loving Patrick Mahomes and Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark, and we were just going crazy at Arrowhead Stadium, and that was so much fun. And you know what? I will never forget these memories. These memories that have happened out here at Arrowhead and Kauffman has been the most amazing memories of my life. Even the bad ones, all the losses, the terrible times, the 100 lost seasons in baseball, the 2-14 season in football, and the times where we have failed and the times that we have succeeded, and the times that fireworks went off right here and we won the AL championship in 14 and 15 and we went to the World Series. You know, these are memories that I'll never forget, and we have to think about these positive things, and we got to put stuff in perspective right now, because honestly, we're living in a society right now that all we're reading or seeing is this right here, the phone, or we're seeing our TVs or our iPads or our tablets, you know. And a lot of us, most of us, about 80% of us are working from home, you know. I just got the call today that we're going to be working from home starting next week for Ability KC, and it's crazy to me. This is wacko. I miss my students. I miss my co-teachers. I miss everybody that I want to be around, and I enjoy what I do. The QOF, man, the QOF is hurting. And you know what? The QOF needs you guys to go down and buy some food, you know, buy some products. We are going to get through this. We're QOF strong. But you know what? The world that surrounds both of my places that I love so much are just needing prayers. We all need prayer together. We all need to stick together, and we all need to love each other a little bit more right now, because there's a lot of people up here that are suffering and in here that are really hurting, and they're scared. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to have moments where you're like freaking out, and then you take a shower, you might go, you know, outside for a walk, go back in, you know, and calm down. It's okay to do that. Take a nap, you know. It's okay to make a phone call, to tell somebody, hey, can you talk to me for a second? You're not a weak person to just call somebody and say, hey, did you see that replay of the game last night that ESPN put on last night? Because that's what they've been doing. They've been putting replays of baseball, football, and all the major networks. Try to separate, man. I try to make every night movie night now. So at about 8, 9 o'clock, I'll throw a movie on, and I'm done for the night with news. I'm out of it. I got to get away from it. So I apologize if I've been blowing you guys' feet up with nonstop news and everything else. I also want you guys to be informed. I just want you to be informed, and I want you to know what's going on also. I'm working on myself every day. I'm trying to. I've made a great amount of friends. I've lost a lot of people too as friends, and I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. We're all just trying to be a part of this human race. And you know what? It's one day at a time. For me, it's one day at a time. It's for you, one day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 hour at a time. But we've got to stick together, and we've got to hold on tight. You know what? I'm ready to get out here to Kauffman Stadium, and I'm ready to enjoy some baseball. And when it comes September, I'm ready to go over to Arrowhead, and I'm ready to have some fun. Aren't you guys ready? I'm so ready. Let's go! Let's go! Tired of this shit. Let's do it. Let's go. Stay healthy, friends.